Oh, man. Sunrise that first Easter morning, April 5th, AD 33, would have been 5:43 a.m. Mary goes to the tomb very early. It's still dark. Why? She's mourning the dead. She walks into the tomb. She stoops down. She looks in. What does she see? She sees the linen cloths lying there. And I believe when she goes to get Peter and John, this is brand new for your program. I'm publishing right now with an archaeologist on what I'm about to share. It wasn't when they saw the 2,750-pound stone removed that they believed. It wasn't even when they saw that the tomb was empty and there was no body that they believed. The scripture is very clear. There's an economy of words in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We only have 89 chapters in the Gospels that cover parts of 26 days of the life of Jesus. That's all we have. Remember, John said if we wrote everything, the libraries couldn't contain it, but these have been written so that you believe. John stoops down and looks in, and it says, when he saw the Athonia, the Sindon, the Sudarium, the Shroud, he believed. He saw and he believed. And what I'm publishing right now, I believe that the Shroud had the face of Jesus glowing on it. Why else could it not? Every time Jesus manifests himself, he always manifests himself, according to Scripture, in magnificent light. Think about Saul, the apostle. You just quoted him, Galatians 3:28. You were quoting. He's on the way to Damascus, and I have filmed on first-century roads when it's hot in Israel, and it's the sun is blazing. You probably have too. And yet he sees Jesus, and the evidential narrative that we have in the book of Acts is that it was lighter than the noonday sun. In Mark 9, when Jesus appears to the disciples, literally, Jesus' body is glistening. Same thing we see in the Old Testament. And so why would, and I want to make sure our audience, because I understand people are hearing about the Shroud for the very first time today. The Shroud is an image of a crucified man, the front and back of a badly traumatized, crucified man with wounds that correspond to the brutality that Jesus of Nazareth experienced. The image, we believe, was formed by 34,000 trillion watts of energy in 1/40th of a billionth of a second, according to Paul DeLazzo, my friend at Enea Labs in Rome. This is the moment of resurrection. We have God, if you will, in Jesus taking the first selfie, and it's the moment of resurrection.
I've never heard it put that way.
It's helpful.
This is why, when you say you have this thesis that what they see is a glowing shroud, or it's like
face.
Because whatever you want to say about the shroud, we know that the image of the man on the shroud is not painted on. And it actually seems that it's a kind of a photograph, because it looks like a photographic negative. And so what you're saying is, well, the image was produced by some kind of light. We at least know that. And so if you connect that fact with what we know about the shroud, which at least some of us believe, to be the burial cloth of Christ, then surely that would have some resonance with whatever was going on in the moment that the apostles see that he's resurrected.
And what caused me to move from skeptic to defender of the Shroud is scientists in the 21st century, the best scientists we have today, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Sandia Labs, Los Alamos Labs, the Air Force Academy. I've already talked about Enea Labs in Rome, 102 academic disciplines. They cannot explain how the image is in the Shroud. The image is superficial, meaning if we get closer than 8 feet to the Shroud, it vanishes. You can't see it because it's so superficial.
Hold on, say that again, I don't quite get that.
If you get closer than 8 feet to the Shroud, the image vanishes because it's so superficial. In other words, you have to stand 8 feet or more away because the image is so superficial. And this is specifically what science cannot reproduce. How do you get an image that's only on 2 or 3 microns of each fiber within the herringbone weave that is there? It's not paint, as you rightly said, and we can use the word proven. The STIRP project, the Shroud of Turin research project, who had 120 hours, thanks to the Savoy family of Italy, probably your relatives in Italy, had a weekend with the Shroud, where they then took 3 years to publish their findings, Michael. And we have proven, I use that word according to science, it is not man-made. It is not pigment. There's no dye. It is not an artwork. And what's fascinating about it, too, do you have your phone with you by chance?
Yes, I do.
I want you to do an exercise on camera with me, if you don't mind.
Okay.
open up settings. We can't help the Android people that are watching, but you want color inversion.
Yeah, setting.
Click on accessibility, find accessibility, should be near the top.
Accessibility, okay.
And then click display and text.
Display and text.
And then scroll down to classic invert. You can do this at home watching the Michael Lamb show. Do you have now open your camera.
Ooh, trippy.
Michael, yeah, I look
trippy,
crazy.
Man.
Look at the shroud, and you're going to see what Secondo Pia saw. Look at the face of the shroud right here.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm gonna take a picture.
And you can trace the entire body. You're going to go down to the crown. You can go to the face, the chest, but go down to the nail prints in the wrist. You'll see the abrasions on the arm. You're seeing what Secondo Pia saw in 1898 in the dark room, where his 2 exposures took 14 minutes and 20 minutes on glass plates, and he never more appropriately, Michael, uttered the following 3 words when he saw the face: "Oh my God."
Not in vain. Not in vain. Wow.
So you're seeing what you believe is the negative, Michael, but it's really the photo positive.
Right, right.
And I want you to look at the face.
Because you can just see, I mean...
May I?
Please, yeah.
Do you see the hair?
Am I going to see your skeleton?
Yes. Do you see the hair?
Yeah.
This is really cool. Revelation chapter 1, verse 14 says that Jesus' hair is white like wool. And the resurrected man of the shroud has white hair, just like Revelation chapter 1 says, Jesus in all his glory. You can do this with your boys. If you see the shroud, even on the computer screen, you could invert their tablets if they have one, and you can have them see this. And by the way, while you have it in classic invert, and it's color inversion for the Androids, you can see the back, you can see the abrasions on the shoulders that go at a diagonal shape down to the left shoulder. You can see all the whipping. The blood really pops out, especially the post-mortem blood. And again, you're seeing it. It's like you have X-ray vision right now. And this is the powerful part that kicked off modern scientific exploration of the shroud. You say, JJ, when did the research begin? It began with Secondo Pia in 1898 when this photo came out. And then more higher resolution for their time, the Henri 1930s photos came out, and that's what C.S. Lewis has in his bedroom.
If this is true, then I would have to believe that a man was resurrected, a man who claimed to be God was resurrected. And I would have to believe that Christianity is true, if this is real.
Exactly.
And I'm just not willing to go there. And so I guess what I would ask that person who I know is watching right now is, okay, I get it. You don't want your whole view of everything to be changed and improved immensely. And
a worldview upgrade.
Yeah, worldview upgrade to the truth. But, okay, I get it. I get that that's very disorienting. But what's your explanation?
Right.
I'm all ears. I'm all ears. I was a big skeptic for like a decade. I'm all ears. Haven't heard a good one.